Hi everybody, it's Miss Appia. In this video, I'm going to talk to you through your approach to question 3 in the IGCSE English Language Exam A to maximize your potential to get 5 full marks here. Now, this is the format of question 3. From lines 25 to 47, describe the dangers and difficulties of the swim. You may support your points with brief quotations. If you've watched the previous video on question 1 and question 2, you will know that I'm using the 2016 paper, which focuses on the Tromsø ice swimmers. The first thing I'd like you to pay attention to is the fact that the prescribed line numbers are 25 to 47. So here it's important to notice that anything that you extrapolate from any other parts of the text that does not fit into lines 25 to 47 will be awarded 0 marks. Focus your answers on the dangers and the difficulties of the swim for this paper. Different papers will definitely have a different focus for you to pay attention to. You may support your points with brief quotation. The key word here is brief. We don't want long chunks of text copied from the insert into your response. We want brief words, phrases to support your ideas. So evidence from the text is encouraged. Reminder that this question is worth 5 marks. So we need to make 5 separate clear points in order to fulfill the requirements. My top tip here is to separate your ideas into 5 really small paragraphs. This makes it very clear for the examiner not to be looking for the points, not to be looking for the marks for you, but it's written in a way that is explicit and clear for them. Similarly, if you've been taught a different way, then please, by all means, use that method as well. I've got the question here again. I just want to talk you through the thought process of approaching this question so that when you're in the exam or when you're doing practice questions, you have this thought process in your mind as well to just help you to cognitively be able to approach this question as well. So read the question, highlight important words in the question, draw a line under the selected lines from the unseen text, read the selected lines, and whilst you're doing so, we will be looking for 5 key evidence which describes the focus of the question. In this case, is the dangers and the difficulties of the swim, and we'll be using SQI statement, quotation, inference to structure our response to maximize our potential of getting 5 marks here. So I've gone ahead and extrapolated the text, I believe it was lines 25 to 47 for you. And on the sides, you can see where I've extrapolated or I've tried to work out what the dangers and the difficulties of the swim is. So the first thing I've underlined is the fact that the water is -1 degrees. Look, -1 degrees, shouts one of the swimmers who's dutifully brought his water thermometer with him. So the fact that the water is -1 degrees tells me that the writer is dealing with extreme cold water. What inference, or how can I explain this? The extreme cold is a significant difficulty for the swimmer. This is the first point that I have, and the first piece of evidence that I'm going to utilize is that the water is -1 degrees Celsius. Within the second paragraph, it starts with a final instruction to watch out for sea urchins who walk on into the water, adrenaline dulling the searing pain of the icy hit as the gunmetal grey sea stretches ahead of us. We keep up a decent pace, so ankles, knees, crotch, waist, each of which used to be a milestone when we were little, and easing ourselves into cold rivers, lakes, or seas, all fall to the enemy advance in quick succession. So here I've put here on the left, dealing with extreme cold weather. The extreme cold weather is significant difficulty for the swimmers. The next and final cruelty, the moment when the wildebeest falls to the lines, is the shoulder under moment. It happens in a blur and is followed by several involuntary spasms of frantic swimming. People watching from the beach worry that perhaps I'm going too far out. It's such as my mania to swim and keep moving, but I am in. So here we can see that the involuntary spasm highlights the risk of losing control and inhaling water. And the fact that the observers are worried that perhaps he's going too far out is a potential risk. So here the writer highlights the risk of venturing too far into the sea. That's a danger of the swim. And in the final paragraph, apparently you just have to get through the initial 3 minutes of hyperventilation, then the body adjusts. But you don't want to adjust too much because if you stop feeling the cold, it's definitely time to get out. So here we can see the risk of over adjusting to the cold highlights the delicate balance that is required for the swim. There's lots more that we could have picked out for our responses as well. For example, in the second paragraph, the fact that they have to watch out for the sea urchin, that is a potential danger that you can talk about in your response as well. So we'll be using SQI, as I mentioned before. S stands for, sorry, statement. You have to start by making a clear point about the writer's feelings. In this case, we're making a statement about the dangers and the difficulty. We're picking quotes out, brief quotes, remember? And also we're making an inference about the quotations that we have selected as well. So in the first paragraph, I'm going to make it very clear to the examiner that I've got 5 points that I want to make. The danger of the swim is the risk of stepping on sea urchins. The text states straight away with my evidence, with a final instruction to watch out for sea urchins. And what is my inference? What is my explanation for this? This highlights the presence of hazardous creatures that could cause injury, adding to the challenges faced by the swimmers. Another danger is the risk of hyperventilation due to the due to the extreme cold. And that is my statement. The writer mentions my evidence. Apparently, you just have to get through the initial 3 minutes of hyperventilation, then the body adjusts. This shows how the shock of the icy water can cause rapid breathing, making it difficult to swim safely. The difficulty is the intense pain caused by the freezing water. The writer describes adrenaline dulling the searing pain of the icy hit. This demonstrates how the cold causes immediate and overwhelming physical discomfort, making it hard for the swimmers to endure. So I'm using the focus of the question to structure my statement. So a difficulty, another danger. Another difficulty is the struggle to submerge the whole body into the water. The writer describes this as the next day, and final cruelty is the shoulders under moment. This shows that even experienced swimmers find it challenging to fully immerse themselves, as this final step is both physically and mentally demanding. Lastly, or finally, there is the danger of adjusting too much to the cold. The writer explains if you stop feeling the cold, it's definitely time to get out. This suggests that losing sensation due to prolonged exposure can be a life threatening danger, emphasizing the risk of staying in the water for too long. So here you have the full 5 marks response there using SQI. I've got my statements, I've got my quotes, and I've made at least one inference about the piece of evidence that I have. You can pause the video here to really just have another read at it before you carry on if you would like to. So my final top tip for question 3 is to ensure you highlight the line references given and only take your responses from those lines. Number 2, write your answers as 5 clear points. Do not rephrase, paraphrase, or summarize. You are encouraged to take the evidence from the text. Writing full and complete sentences supported by relevant and short quotations. Again, as I mentioned, this helps you to kind of make your thinking clear on the page, and it communicates clearly to the examiner as well. Thank you very much for watching this video, and good luck on your exams.